Have you ever imagined a party so huge, so over the top, that it actually makes a king jealous? Well, tonight, that's where we're going. We're at a French mansion for a party where the fireworks are lighting up the sky, but down on the ground, a secret plot is unfolding that could bring down the entire throne. Welcome to The Explainer, where tonight, nothing is what it seems.
Okay, so we're at this absolutely incredible mansion called Vaux, and a party for King Louis of France is going full steam. But hey, don't let all the music and dancing fool you. Underneath all this glitter, a really high-stakes game of power is being played. Let's meet the people right in the middle of it all.
First up, this is our host, Nicolas Fouquet. He's the king's treasurer, and he has bet everything on this one party. His goal for tonight? To throw a party so amazing, so spectacular, that it'll lock in the king's favor for good. He spent a fortune, but he might have forgotten about one tiny little thing: the king's ego.
And speaking of the king, our guest of honor, King Louis, isn't exactly here to have a good time. Nope, he shows up with this, dark cloud of suspicion hanging over his head. You see, his advisor has been whispering in his ear that Fouquet is a thief, and every single fancy detail of this party is just making the king more and more paranoid.
And then there's this guy, Aramis. He's the real wild card here. To everyone else, he's a respected bishop, a trusted friend, but tonight, he's the master puppeteer, and he's pulling all the strings on a secret plot that could, literally, rewrite history.
And finally, we've got D'Artagnan, the super loyal captain of the Musketeers. He's watching every little glance, every whispered word, and his gut is just screaming that something is seriously wrong here, that there's a danger hiding just underneath the surface of this party. And you know he's not going to rest until he figures it out.
So, the trumpets blow, the king arrives, and the party officially kicks off. But you can just feel the tension in the air. This isn't just some get-together. It's a battleground, and everyone here has a secret agenda. You've got a feel for Fouquet. He's so desperate for the king's approval. He turns to his friend Aramis and basically asks, "You think this is enough?" He's hoping his giant banquet and incredible fireworks will do the trick. Oh, but he has no idea. The king is not pleased at all.
And right here, this is where it all starts to go so wrong. See, Fouquet thinks this party is a sign of his loyalty. But the king? The king sees it as a total insult. He's looking at all this priceless art, the gold furniture, and he doesn't see a gift. He sees someone challenging his own power. And that jealousy just boils over into pure anger. So now, every firework that explodes, every sip of expensive wine, just proves to the king that he's right. Those whispers from his advisor, Colbert, they suddenly sound like the absolute truth, and the king decides right then and there that all of this must have been paid for with stolen government money.
But here's where it gets really interesting. While the king is totally obsessed with Fouquet, D'Artagnan's sharp eyes are looking somewhere else completely. He sees how mad the king is, sure, but his gut tells him the real danger isn't Fouquet.
Trusting that feeling, D'Artagnan goes right up to Aramis, and you can just imagine how tense this is between two old friends. He asks him straight up, is the king in danger? But Aramis is a pro at this game. He just plays it cool, dodges the question, and leaves D'Artagnan with nothing, except even more suspicion than before.
The moment D'Artagnan is gone, Aramis's real plan kicks into high gear. He goes over to a hidden part of the room and brings out a young man named Philippe, a prisoner whose very existence is a huge and very dangerous secret.
And this just shows you how long Aramis has been planning this whole thing. It's kind of brilliant, actually. He picked this specific room for a reason. He gets down on the floor, pulls up a loose floorboard, and reveals a hole that looks directly down to King Louis's private room below. The perfect spot to spy.
Peeking through that hole, Aramis and Philippe are silent witnesses. They can hear Colbert down there showing the king a bunch of papers, receipts that he claims are proof Fouquet is a traitor. This is it. This is the moment Aramis was waiting for. And boom, here it is, the turning point. The king, totally convinced now, is just overcome with rage. He calls for D'Artagnan and gives a shocking order. Arrest Fouquet, right now.
But D'Artagnan, this guy is all about honor. And he actually dares to push back against the king. He argues that arresting a man in his own home, right after he threw a party for the king, it would look terrible, a stain on the king's reputation. He begs him to at least wait until the morning.
Now the king is furious that he's being questioned. He reminds D'Artagnan that he's the king and he can do whatever he wants. But the musketeer's words must have hit home. The king gives in, just a little, and agrees to wait until morning. D'Artagnan just bought them some time.
A little time is all Aramis needs. Upstairs, having heard every single word, he knows this is his one and only shot. The clock is ticking, and he has to act, and he has to act now.
He turns to Philippe, the young prisoner who, get this, looks exactly like the king. It's an absolutely perfect resemblance. And with a look of pure triumph, Aramis tells him the plan is working perfectly. Their moment is here.
And then, Aramis gives his final, chilling instruction. Just wait for the king to fall asleep, then go down there and take his place. With that, Aramis disappears to get his allies ready, leaving Philippe right on the edge of history. The stage is set. And so, that's where we are now, in this dark room with Philippe, a man who could be king, waiting just one floor above the real king, listening to the sounds of the palace falling asleep, just waiting for the signal to go and steal a throne. So that leaves us with this one huge question just hanging in the air. Aramis' incredible, insane, and dangerous plan to replace the king is happening as we speak. With D'Artagnan already suspicious and the real king sleeping just a few feet away, what do you think happens next?